The electioneering campaigns have just begun, and already political thugs are breaching security, leading to lawlessness and chaos. It is typical for politicians to move with thugs dubbed as supporters. For most politicians, with or without a security guard, with the thugs, they are good to go. This is regarded as a symbolic action to send a signal to any potential attacker or sometimes to threaten opponents. At some other occasions, it is not intended to be an attack, but it often turns to explosive attacks with little or no provocation. This is because electioneering period allegedly provides a free time for thugs to consume drugs, and for some already addicts amongst them, it is a license to use illicit substances without fear of being arrested in the name of politics. These political thugs are typically hired by a politician who knows them, and cars are bought for them to convey them wherever they need to go, with promises of rewards as the ultimate motivation. It is of great concern that these clashes between political thugs from different parties do not just get bloody, but sometimes it leads to loss of lives and property. How can this be mitigated? While the contestants remain friendly, their supporters are willing to kill and maim and destroy each other. Welcome to Nigeria Today. Our focus is political rally and thuggery. I'm Lydia Odijochi. Welcome to the program. Joining me now as we discuss political rally and thuggery is Murtala Gamji, former Youth Council President of Nigeria. We're glad to have you on the program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us. Yeah, especially since youths are mostly culpable in our area of focus. So, of course, I have youths all right on my left. I also have Dr. Ugochukwu Williams, a political analyst. Thank you for joining us as we discuss this critical topic.
Thank you.
Okay, now let me start with you, Murtala. Thuggery is, we have it in all spheres of our life, especially here in Nigeria, and it is more pronounced during politics. Why?
Very, very unfortunate. Our young people have been using for negative time or period of time, like political time or era. Mm-hmm. I will set an example what happened day before yesterday in Zamfara between APC and PDP youth. These are poor people that had been killed every day by bandits or some criminals. So for political reasons, they now came and become enemy to each other, killing themselves. Day before yesterday in Zamfara, Gusau, they killed one person and about 20-something of them with a serious injury. It's part of things that in our capacity as a leaders of Nigerian youth that we are agitating, conversing, and also enlightening our young people should know that you must not be great, and you will never be great, even in the presence of those that you are fighting this thing. Because by the time they get to office, they silence you. They will be seeing you in camera and they will never trust you because they knew that what you have been doing is not good. Because whatever a politician will do, if he cannot do it for himself, his children, and his immediate family, he's not ready to help us. So our youth must know that you should avoid and shun anything thuggery. You have every right constitutional to support whoever you wish, from councillor to president, but not by hurting somebody by violence. Violence takes us nowhere. Violence can only destroy our entire future, more especially with the young people. But they, the politician or the allied, one way or the other, they are united in any way they get the solve. While having Ariwa program in Ariwa Economic Summit in Kaduna, you can see what the two major presidential candidates are hugging, eating, laughing, living together. Then why you, the supporters that have no value, that even the politician himself is not aware that you are existing. Because if really they are aware we are existing, what is happening will not be happening.
Exactly.
So we are calling on our youth. They have to be very careful this time around.
Okay, Dr. Ogochukwu, just like he said, the political gladiators are often seen relating well with each other.
Yes.
But why are the supporters going after each other?
I think just like my brother here rightly said, is a challenge of the youth, and is the aspect of unemployment that has, if you watch this unemployment rate in Nigeria is now 33% high, the highest in the country so far, and it's very worrisome that our fellow young people who are supposed to join in making sure that we have a good leader are now joining in thuggery activities. The politicians have often make use of talks in achieving their political gains and aims, but the government need to do more because of the young people, engaging young people in such activities. The government need to do more in the area of employment, and also if you watch, if you look at the presidential, the parties have signed a peace accord, and which is to prevent violence, thuggery, and all kind of manner of violence during electoral process. But I think we also need to do more with the youth, because they are the actors, the key actors. If it comes to voting, they are the highest strength. If it comes to politicians will always say, we'll use them and dump them. They know they always use young people and dump them. So we, the government, the electoral body, the civil society organization who are also in youth activities need to engage young people more. And they do electoral education and see how we can also stop this. And another thing is also drug abuse. You know, drug play a very key role in such activities. If you watch what happened also, apart from what happened in Zamfara 3 days ago, it also happened in Kaduna yesterday. After, during PDP rally, the people were attacked at the venue when the presidential candidate of PDP left. So it's for me, it's worrisome for all of us, because we still have about 3 months to election. So if we start this way, I wonder what is going to happen. So the security agencies need to be on ground, need to be ready to stop all this.
Okay, yes, just like he has said, the ugly trend is it's happening again. And if you notice this time around, there are lots of youth, there's a reawakening of youth. They are concerned, they are involved with politics this time around. So does this spell trouble?
Really, it spells trouble for those that don't believe in this country, and they are the major beneficiary of this country, great country. When I was the youth president, it was during my time that we initiated Not Too Young to Run, and it was under my watch and one organization that we went to the villa with the support of National Assembly, that is the upper chamber and the lower chamber, to make it to be a law. And Mr. President, on that day, we are there, I lead Nigerian student, he assured us that that was 2019. He said we should support him, and he's going to support us in 2023. And we have done that. They have passed that into law. So I think with that, a lot of Nigerian youth are on board. That is contesting. A lot of them are contesting. So that trigger fear to a lot of politicians that don't want, they want us just to be supporting them, and that era is over. As young doctor, my leader is here, during their time, that is 70s, by then all of us were already, when they were divorced, they are already in power. But still, they are still looking at us at 40. Somebody will be telling you that you should wait for your time. When I was 85 before I will be qualified to be what I want to be in this country. What we are calling on Nigerian youth, and under the umbrella of the entire youth organization in Nigeria, we have this umbrella youth that we are going state to state, church to church, mosque to mosque, market to market, both our young ladies organizing seminar, one-on-one in group, sensitizing our youth about self-reliance. You have to educate yourself. You have to awaken yourself. You have to help yourself before any other person will help you. Because these people, since the return of democracy in Nigeria, if these people really mean well, will not be in this stage. So Nigerian youth, we are the only people that will bring change. We know all the contestants. We know what they can do. And luckily to us, they were from somewhere, governors or ministers. We know what they have done. We have their blueprint, what they have done, their track record. So we should go based on what they have done and what we are expecting what they will do. It's not the region you come from, or your religion, or your tribe. So we are calling on Nigerian youth, this is the time. We should know that there was humanity before your tribe, there was humanity before your religion, there was humanity before everything.
Your politics.
Politics. So let us look at it in that phase. The problem of a poor man in the southeast, far Enugu, is the same problem of somebody in Zamfara, or Sokoto, or Ibadan, or Port Harcourt. The same thing in the allied so-called leaders. Their means of surviving or way of accumulating illegal or legal way is the same. So we are calling on our youth. We must come together. We must understand our difference. Let's use this 2023 to be a bridge that will unite this country. Yes, there must be a difference. I must understand that doctor is an Igbo man. What is the culture of an Igbo man? Doctor must understand that I'm a Hausa man from the northern Nigeria. Then I must understand the third party is a Yoruba man. What is the culture of an Igbo man? Let's come together. That is what Nnamdi Azikiwe have done, Awolowo have done, Sardauna of Sokoto have done, Atafa Balewa have done, that they unite this country, they sacrifice for this country. We must do it. If not, these people will use us, dump us, and go, which will not be possible by the grace of God.
Amen. Amen. Now, Dr. Gochukwu, in advanced climes, thuggery is considered a threat to democracy.
Yes.
Now, here, unfortunately, is the reverse. What's your take?
In advance, here in Nigeria, is a threat because Nigeria, just like I said before, we talked about unemployment, and we don't make use of the abundance of the youth that we have in the country. If you look on statistics, you see that we have the average population that we have, the major population is the youth.
Yes.
So what are we doing with the youth? Whereby we are not creating an environment. How many recreational facilities are available? How many sports training centers are available? How many youth centers are available? Okay. And you also talk about the aspect of being on strike for 7 months. What is this young people doing? Nothing. So we have this sort of the population of the youth that's supposed to be a gain for us. It is now a problem and a threat to our country. It is even more worse because we are going into election. And a lot of the population of the youth, just like Axeliaro, the population of the young people are very aggressive about who becomes their leader at this point. And it should be a thing that we should be worried of. But I'm also concerned about these young people who are also agitating for a new leadership, agitating for a better governance. And they are also allowing the politicians, using them for thuggery, using them for all kind of electoral malpractices. And it's a very big challenge. Other countries is useful, the population of the youth is useful for them because they create an enabling environment for these young people to thrive. But we've not been able to create an enabling environment in Nigeria for young people to thrive. So it is not a problem for us.
But we'll talk more about that. Let's take a break. The conversation will continue in a moment. Stay with us.
It's very important for the government and the well-meaning Nigerians to educate our youth on the importance of having peaceful rallies. We don't need to display all these barbaric acts for us to know you have supporters. Campaign should be issue-based. Well, you know, we have a lot of unemployed youth. They take drugs, they don't have money, so you give them small money, they do anything you ask them to do. That is the main cause. That's why I said if they are engaged, the thuggery will stop.
Persons that are even using those thugs to work or to, cause mayhem in the country, their children are not in the country. So they are using them, to perpetrate crime, evil, and, create a disharmony between the citizenry, which is very, very bad. So I believe it is very, very, important that we educate them, the talks, and also, penalize the politicians that are using them to even work. It's very, very important that we should stop it.
We are planning for this country to have a purpose of living, entrepreneurship. We engage this youth into, like we in the north, we have virgin lands, we have so many things. Well, we keep our youth being lazy. Some people take advantage of that and then use them for thuggery.
Now you've heard from the people. Now, how would you react? I particularly picked out something. One respondent said, penalizing politicians who use. When will we get to that point?
Yeah, I think we're on that point. That is the responsibility of INEC. Just the way they are monitoring expenditure or the income, how you spend. I think they should also set a law with immediate effect about how to use our young people. Whether they like it or not, this country belongs to us. And we are the carrier of Nigeria. Whatever happens, whether good or bad, 99.9% goes to us. Look at the flood. Have you ever seen any outstanding or prominent politician that is affected? No. That is typical what is happening in Nigeria. And the same thing, the crisis. If about the kidnapping, if the kidnapper kidnap any prominent person, 2 days, he will be out or she will be out. But our people will stay there. So the same thing, just as one of our speaker is saying, we need to educate ourselves, and the government with immediate effect have to educate our people. Education is the bedrock of every society. So we have to educate ourselves and engage us, not only with white collar job, we have hard collar job. Hard collar job, mechanic, is business, and other work that can fetch you are independent. So I think it's the basic of our survival. And we must stop all what these people are pushing us to go and do by taking drugs. And I would advise the federal government and the entire country should also support this organization, NDLA.
Oh yeah, they're doing a lot.
NDLA is doing well. Yes. I think the award they offer this man is not enough. Yes. Dr. General Buba is doing well. His boys are doing well. So we need to encourage and support our security agents.
I hope he's listening to this.
Yes,
Dr. Ogochukwu. Yeah, while the Nigerians were talking there, you brought up a point. Let's hear you.
Yes, another area we also need to look at, just like he rightly said, the security agencies are very key when it comes to curtailing the aspect of thuggery during election. And it's hard time that even though we are lacking manpower in the security sector, and we have a lot of youth, huge population of youth that should be manning our country. The security agencies need to do much in terms of scrutinizing election campaign venues. We need to know who is participating. Even though we are doing here in Nigeria, we do a kind of jamboree kind of campaigns. It's also it's hard time we start advising political parties to do an enclosed campaigns whereby we can actually know who is there and also do a kind of screening, proper screening for the participant. If you look at, I was talking about unemployment. Yeah, you hear when one of the talk mentioned it too. Is a very great concern. An idle man is a devil's workshop. And when many Nigerian youth are idle people, and what do you expect? And they are not happy. They are not happy. Every Nigerian youth to finish in the NYC is grooming around the street for 3 years, he has not gotten a job. 4 years, he has not gotten a job. Before you know it, when you ask him, come and take 10,000 naira and come for a rally, go and break this man glass during a rally. You take 10,000 naira and go and break the glass. Because, and so many of these young people, just like what we're also saying about NDLA, that are doing perfectly well, they need to do more of education. Education among young people, among political parties. They need to design a program to fit in for political parties that has to do with engaging them on who the kind of people that work with them. Because this thuggery does not only happen during the rallies, it's also happened during election itself. You see carrying, snatching of ballot buses here and there. It's by all these young people. It's by the youth. And it's all this population that we are talking about that will have enough, but they are not engaged.
Yeah.
So we need to engage our young people. And when you engage them, they will disengage from thuggery.
That's
Definitely.
wonderful. Okay, yes, they will disengage from thuggery, and of course, this time around there will be anything like ballot. There will
There
nothing
won't be
like
anything like
anymore.
ballot snatching because
Okay.
we are going
Yes.
electronics.
Now, Murtala, experts say that getting it right this time around politically in the 2023 elections in Nigeria will be critical to the future of democracy.
Yeah.
Do you see a seamless process?
Yeah, we have seen it. We are still going back to education because the scriptures say, my people perish for lack of knowledge. So these, our leaders, they are capitalizing on that because they knew that without knowledge, you yourself as a human being, animal is even better than you. Because somebody may take animal to the market and sell and add value to it, but you yourself, you don't even know you're important. Still, what Marwa is doing, there is also an agency. I work in Atlantic Ocean. I know what the Navy are doing. That's why you see crime reduce almost 75% in the riverine area of Nigeria. That is the sea, south-south and some part of southwest, southeast. And equally in where I came from, the northeast, that is the Lake Chad basin.
Yes.
What Navy are doing, they knew that fighting crime is not only with gun. So now they are educating these
Civil
people.
education, yeah.
Not only young people, but the entire community. Is what give back to what they are discovering now in South about the illegal whatever. Because those young people are seeing hope. So they mean I must not go and carry gun before I survive. There is other way. So the Navy, under the leadership of the head of the Navy, they are educating them. So they become friends. So if there is any illegal things, they will come out and say, no, don't destroy our property, because they see the government are doing well. So I think it's not just by carrying gun. People should emulate what the chief of naval staff is doing, and also
Yes.
as medical, they are still is we that were even staff at the Atlantic were even benefiting, because some of the boys that they will come, seeing them very rugged, now you see them very calm. They will tell you that I'm going to ride my jam next week, so that will stop in. And we have seen them engage them. Take your scholarship to the sea area, Niger Delta. Those people are suffering. Their parents will not allow them to go and see what is happening. Now you can see the leaders. If somebody like Tompolo will come and be shouting crime, that something like that should not happen. So I think the government and other agency, police and other relate with them.
Briefly, advice to the youth as it concerns the 2023 elections. Brief.
Okay. My advice to my fellow young people out there is that this country we call Nigeria is for all of us. And the only thing we can do is to make it peaceful. Because if it's not peaceful, we cannot stay here. We cannot even talk about development. We can't have a country. And this country belongs to the young people. The future of Nigeria is the youth. So let us not allow the older generation to engage us to spoil our future.
Thank you very much.
So,
that's all we can take on this very interesting.
Thank you.
I've had fun. Well, that's it on the program. Don't forget, this program airs weekdays at 7:30 p.m. But just before we go, I want to thank my guests, Dr. Ugochukwu Williams, a political analyst, and Murtala Gamji, former Youth Council President of Nigeria. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And to you, our viewer, we thank you for keeping the date. You can watch this and the other editions at www.youtube.com/NTNews24hub. I am Lydia Odijochi saying goodbye. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.